Alright guys, we're going to get straight to the point here on this one. We're going to be talking about the ArcAge launch. This video here is going to give you the information that you need to know so that you don't end up shooting yourself in the foot, constantly backtracking, or doing things that just isn't worth your time. First, we're going to talk about the questing. Your starting zone will depend on the race you choose. You'll notice that there are green and yellow quests. Only focus on the green quests until you reach around level 30. There are 2 yellow quests that will be in line with the green quest line that you should pick up. One gives you your mount while the other gives you your glider. These are the only 2 yellow quests that you should not forget to do. Both of these quests you should reach before hitting level 15. I'd like to quickly mention that until level 15, the starting skill set you choose doesn't matter, as all your classes will be automatically level 15 when you reach that level. If you forget to choose a third tree or need a little bit more time to choose one, you can always continue to play with 2 trees, and your third tree will automatically be leveled up to whatever your first 2 trees are, as you see here in the video. So if you've only done green quests to this point, you should be around level 30 and ready to transition into what I call phase 2 of the questing. From here on out, you'll be questing in the PvP contestant zones, and you will absolutely be contested while questing. Your quest will lead you to a zone called Halcyona, which is in the west continent. If you're on the east, you'll take a red portal from Yunistyr that will take you there. Both factions will have their phase 2 quest lines resume in Halcyona and will follow a linear path to Hellswamp, then Sanddeep. From Sanddeep, you'll take that same red portal to Rookborn, which is back in the east, then follow a similar quest line that leads you through the east PvP zones, which are Windscour to Paranor, and finally Hazla. Once you complete those zones, you'll go back to the west one last time through the same portal to finish your 1 through 50 progression in the Carcassi zone. From there, you'll finish the rest of your quests and you'll be ready to venture to Diamond Shores, which is in Aurora, to progress towards your endgame set. Well, almost endgame set. Okay, so that's the general progression path to leveling up. Here are a few things that you need to know along the way. First thing are the gear upgrades. The set that you get at the very beginning is your set that you'll upgrade all the way up to endgame. That is your Haram set. Do not throw this out. You'll get these unidentified enhancer items from the green quest lines that you'll use to feed into that gear to level it up. Be sure to level up your gear high enough before heading to Halcyona, which is where you'll actually have to start killing things. Now, I'm not going to get into how the gear upgrade process works. There are a lot of videos out there for that. But when you do awaken your gear, do pay attention to your level. The first tier up when you awaken your gear, the level requirement is 28. The next tier up, it is level 40. So if you don't meet that level requirement and you awaken that gear to the next tier, you will not be able to equip your gear. Second thing is a note about the questing. After reaching Halcyona, it's recommended to do all the quests you come across so that you're a high enough level for the quests in the next zone to unlock. Each zone have starter quests that are chain quests and are only unlocked when you're a high enough level. The green quests will always show up regardless of what level you are, as long as you've completed the one prior to it. If you show up to Halcyona at level 15, you won't see any yellow quests. Be at least 30 for Halcy, 34 for Sanddeep, 36 for Rookborn, 38 for Windscour, 41 for Paranor, and 42 for Hazla. You have the option to head straight to the next zones if you've outleveled the previous ones. For example, if you're level 42 and in Windscour, you can skip straight to Hazla because the quests have opened up. You still have to follow the path of the quests so that you're in the right location to actually pick up the quest, because remember, a lot of these quests in these zones are chain quests. I've marked the maps with starting points and ending points to each of these zones for reference. Once you ding 44, you can head straight for Carcassi. You don't actually have to complete this zone other than the green quest that's here, as it will take you straight to Diamond Shores via port after giving you your gear upgrades. You can absolutely begin farming mobs in Diamond Shores for your Haram set at level 44. You cannot, however, upgrade or even open the Haram drops until you hit level 50. With all that said, keep in mind that you'll have labor generating, and burning that labor grants you a lot of experience. You'll also get coin purses and crates from mob drops. I recommend opening the crates, as they have a good chance to drop EXP pots that grant around 2% of the level. If you choose to burn labor for experience during the leveling process, you will definitely have the option to skip certain zones. I personally prefer to skip the Rookborn, Paranor, and Carcassi areas. As a side note, to me it makes sense to hit Diamond Shores as early as possible, farm mobs for experience, open coin purses to burn labor, which also grant experience as well as silver. The purses you get are princes, so it's actually pretty good. You'll thank me later when you realize that farming levels really isn't that important in comparison to farming mats for your gear and opening coin purses for money. The third thing to consider is your glider upgrade. After receiving your shitty experimental glider from the quest line, once you hit level 20 you can actually upgrade it to something that's much more effective to use. To upgrade your glider, simply head to Mirage Isle like you see me doing here in the video and purchase the designs. You can find the Mirage portals anywhere in the world, just check your map. You'll have to buy both the improved and enhanced versions in order to upgrade it to ultimate. This will cost you a total of 30 gilda. Consider how much gilda you need for the land rush, which I'll talk about later, before spending the 30 gilda, because a good glider isn't exactly a necessity out the gate. The fourth thing are the blue salt quests. There are 2 blue salt quests that begin at level 30 that are important to do. These quests are also colored green but are in the shape of a plant. The first one you'll find in Salasa, which is where your main story quest leads you to in Halcyona. This quest line will go all the way to Paranor and will reward you with most notably an 8x8 farm design and a farm cart, as well as HP and MP pots. Stop continuing when you get to the part where you have to craft a farm cart in Paranor to continue. This part will take quite a bit of time to complete, so just come back to it. Definitely do this chain while you're progressing through levels. The other blue salt quest is one that you'll find in Austera, which is in Solace. This quest line will give you a donkey mount, which are used for trade pack runs, and will eventually tell you to do 2 trade runs. After completing the first trade run from Mahadevi back to Solace, the next one will be one that takes you overseas and will reward you with a very important 16x16 farm design. The kicker here is that you have to be level 50 to pick up the second trade run quest from that chain. In other words, you need to be level 50 to finish this quest and get the 16x16 design. I wouldn't even bother even starting this chain until after you're level 50. This leads me to the 5th point, Gilda. Gilda stars is the most important currency at launch because you need them to purchase designs. All players will have 4 days before land is opened, and if you want to set yourself up for the rest of your ArcheAge lifespan with a great plot that you can use for making gold, or even role playing with your RP friends if that's your thing, you'll want to set your Gilda goals before launch. Out the gate, you'll have about 130 Gilda stars from your main story quest lines and realistic achievements from your achievement rewards. I say realistic meaning realistically obtainable for launch. On the bottom right hand corner of your screen, look for the achievements button to pull up the menu that shows you all the rewards and objectives. Outside of that, you can make roughly around 40 Gilda stars a day from dailies. I've put a link to those dailies in the description below. Ideally, you'll want to place a 16x16 and a 24x24 plot down for launch. When you place your designs, they will be set to an unbuilt status and will require you to build the structure up by using mats. The house you see there in front of my character is an unbuilt house. You're allowed to only place 2 unbuilt structures at a time. This will limit everyone from putting down more than 2. In the video you're seeing now, I'm building the 8x8 that I just placed, and the requirement is only 1 log. The cheapest 24x24 design costs 200 gilda. Ideally, the ones that are 300 gilda are much better, but it will be extremely difficult to get 300 gilda within the first 4 days. I'm actually curious as to whether anyone could do it or not. You could check out the designs in Mirage Isle. Personally, I'm considering getting the 200 gilda 24x24 as a placeholder for land until I can get a better one to replace it. While we're on the subject of land, I want to fill you in on the improved Scarecrow farm. You could turn your 8x8 farm into a 16x16 farm in addition to the 16x16 farm that you would get from the quest, which also comes with a farmer's workstation. If you don't know what a farmer's workstation is, don't worry about it for now. The requirements for this is a little steep for launch, especially if you're trying to get it within 4 days. I would recommend working together as a group to get this thing. Finally, I want to just give this little bit of advice while questing. You can under or overachieve quests in this game. It used to be set so that you gained more experience from overachieving. This is not the case anymore. Underachieving still nets you the same amount of experience, so I highly recommend just underachieving any quest that you are able to do so. You'll see the quests that allow you to underachieve in the quest log. Leveling wise, Warborn and Dwarf classes leveled significantly faster than the older races. I can confirm they have not nerfed the leveling speed of those classes, but instead they've buffed the others. I was able to run level 1 through 30 on Harani in about an hour and 15 minutes. ArcheAge launch is the best MMO launch experience I've ever been a part of. You do not have to rush through it. This guide is simply for new players that are lost and have no idea what to do, as well as the returning vets that just want to get an edge on everyone else but doesn't know all the changes. I hope you guys enjoy the launch as much as I will, and I will see you in the next video.